A phone call, a powerful message, and a global warning. This is not just diplomacy, this is pressure on the global scale. Well, as tension rises sharply in the Middle East, a major voice has stepped into the crisis: China. And the message from Beijing that's clear: keep the Strait of Hormuz open. Well, in a high-level conversation with Mohammed bin Salman, Chinese President Mr. Xi Jinping, he made it clear that this critical waterway is not something any single country should control. In fact, he described it as an international route that must reopen just for the normal shipping, stressing that its stability is in the interest of not just a single player, but the entire global economy. Now, that statement, it carries weight, right? Because it comes at a time when Iran has been asserting its authority over the strait, calling it an inalienable right and using it as a leverage amid the rising tension with the United States. Well, the whole situation has become increasingly complex, with closures, blockades, military movement creating uncertainty for the global shipping. Well, the Strait of Hormuz, that's not just any sea route, is it? It is one of the most important energy corridors in the world, with a significant portion of global oil and gas shipments passing through it every single day. So any disruption over here, it immediately impacts the fuel price, supply chain, economic stability, and that too across the continents. Now, for countries in Asia, specifically China, the stakes are even higher. As one of the largest importers of oil, China depends heavily on uninterrupted flow through this narrow passage. Prolonged instability threatens energy security, increases the cost, and creates ripple effect across industries. And this is why Beijing is not just observing the whole situation, it is actively pushing for de-escalation. Xi Jinping has called for an immediate and comprehensive ceasefire, emphasizing that disputes should be resolved through dialogue and diplomacy rather than any sort of confrontation. His message reflects both concern and strategy, as China seeks to protect its economic interests while positioning itself as a stabilizing force. At the very same time, tensions have been further aggravated by a recent incident involving a vessel linked to China. A cargo ship traveling towards Iran, it was intercepted and seized by the US Navy, reportedly for violating the blockade. Beijing reacted swiftly, expressing concern over what it describes as a forced interception. Now, this incident has added another layer to the crisis, turning it from bilateral US-Iran issue into a broader geopolitical concern involving the major players. It also, by the way, raises question about the safety of international shipping and whether commercial vessels are becoming target in the larger strategic contest or not. And adding to the tension are reports of security incidents in the region, including firing near vessels and rising risk for the ships passing through the strait. Even countries that are not directly involved in this conflict, they are feeling the pressure as navigation becomes more dangerous and unpredictable. Insurance costs for shipping, they are rising. Routes are being reconsidered and companies are weighing the risk of operating in such a volatile environment. Here, China's position remains consistent. It views the Strait of Hormuz as an international waterway that must remain open and secure. Its officials have urged all the sides to act responsibly, avoid further provocation, and create conditions for the safe resumption of the normal navigation. Though Beijing has also signaled its willingness to work with the international community to reduce the tension and prevent the whole situation from spiraling further.